Good morning. So today it's about reallocation of assets. And one of you asked, did I grow my own impatiens? And the answer is no. But they do reseed themselves, and then I have to, if I wish, I can reallocate them and move them. Like, for instance, all these that are outside of the railroad tracks. Some of them are really babies. They're just starting to come along. I can move them to other parts of the garden, and if they get into a place that's more conducive to rapid growth, they'll grow really fast. Now, here's an example of the traveling. You see these in the yard? These have walked down the hill. I don't think these have been let's see if we can see this white one. Here's a white one. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dig it up and I'm going to move it. And the root ball is generally about an inch, inch and a half on one that's this size. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not terribly good at this. Okay. Now let's walk down to where I'm putting all the white ones. So I think there might have been one white one that traveled down here on its own, but I've been moving white ones down here periodically, and they're taking hold. Isn't that incredible? So I'll just dig a little hole here and put this one in, and you'll take off. These have already doubled and tripled in size. I won't bore you with the process of planting that, but I just want you to know that that's what I do. Now, I think it was last year or the year before, I had so many come back up here, and some places were thicker and more dense than others, and I thinned them way out and was able to fill in the whole 30, 40, 50 feet here down to the water feature. And they did fantastic. Now, because we had such a late spring this year, like two and a half months, I bought, for this part of the garden, 3 flats. One for up here, and then one for down here, and one for around the water feature. So, but having said that, where they're denser, where they've been coming in up there, I've been spreading out the babies and thickening out some areas, because some of the impatiens bush out faster than other areas because they also get a teeny bit more sun. Impatiens do need some sun. They thrive well in shade and we've been getting into half an inch of rain a day. So let's walk through a part of the garden. Oh, there's some coming up here. Do you see that? These have walked from someplace in the garden, and these have walked from someplace in the garden. I don't remember those colors. And I did plant a dents in front of this window down here along the path, and a lot of them have come back on their own this year. I have not, and I haven't thinned these out yet. Oh, there's more coming up in the path here. Wow! Would you look at that? Well, each and every one of these could be moved to start a whole new area in the garden. I think eventually I'm going to have impatiens throughout the garden that have, traveled and spread. And here's an area in here where I've had difficulty getting anything to take hold. These azaleas just do not thrive at all. I don't think they get quite enough sun. And look at these, they have walked down the mountain, down the slope here, maybe 40 or 50 feet. So, reallocation of assets, some that we do ourselves, set them out and move them all together. And some of them you know, they get washed down with the rain. So gravity. Now I know some seeds get eaten by the birds and come out in their poop. And that's how some things move around in the garden. I know my Jack in the Pulpits, you know, they have pretty impressive red seeds when they get going good. And I think the birds can eat them and poop them out, and that's how come they move around the garden. I don't know if that's true for that particular plant or not, but I know that is a thing that happens. So nature's been doing its own trimming, because we get wind with these storms. And okay, now here's another reallocation of asset opportunity. This is spontaneous, and I know I've been talking about it for 7 or 8 years, but I'm going to come along since the ground is so wet. I'm going to come around with my spade and scoop these purple up and move them to a place where I know they do well and nothing else does. So that's our lesson of the day, the value of reallocation of assets. And y'all have a good day. Thank you.